My son turned 10 last week. We decorated, cooked, sat waiting all day. Not one family. My family didn't scream, they bled you dry with a smile. The moment I saw my own aunt and cousin try to dismantle everything my mother had, I knew the quiet kid everyone dismissed had to become a weapon. For most of my life, I was just Ethan. The youngest of three, a computer science student, the kind of guy who fixed everyone's Wi-Fi. My brother, Lucas, 3 years older, was in logistics. Then there was Brandon, my cousin. Technically, Aunt Diane's son, but he'd always been around, a constant, irritating presence, like smoke seeping under doors. My mom and Aunt Diane were sisters. Mom always tried to keep the peace, despite their old arguments. That meant Diane and Brandon were always at family dinners, birthdays, even vacations. I never really got it. Diane had a way of taking up too much space, her opinions filling a room before she even spoke. And Brandon? He was the golden boy, charming, tall, and a complete parasite wrapped in designer cologne. The first Real crack happened at my high school graduation. I wasn't expecting fireworks. I had good grades, a few academic awards, nothing wild. But as I stepped off the stage, diploma in hand, I saw it, my family clapping, except Aunt Diane. She leaned over to Brandon with a smirk. I caught the eye roll. It shouldn't have stung, but it did. Later that night, she gave me a thin-lipped smile. Well, at least you're good with computers. That's something. It sounded like a compliment, but it felt like a jab. I tried to shake it off, told myself she just didn't know how to talk to people. But then, little things started adding up. At gatherings, she'd interrupt me mid-sentence, or switch topics the second I joined a conversation. If I mentioned my software firm internship, she'd immediately pivot to Brandon's vague business ventures, which always sounded suspiciously like, I know a guy who's starting something big. Brandon would nod, add a line about early investments, and the adults would just eat it up. He wore ambition like a tailored suit, despite never actually doing anything. Meanwhile, I was studying, coding, building projects, and working part-time at my Uncle David's accounting firm to pay for school. But to Aunt Diane, Brandon was the next big thing, and I was just good with tech. Brandon treated me like I was 12. He'd ruffle my hair, which I hated, or call me the kid in front of everyone. I was 5 inches taller than him by then, but it didn't matter. I remember one 4th of July barbecue. I brought homemade raspberry lemonade I'd been experimenting with. Everyone seemed to like it, but when someone asked who made it, Brandon quipped, probably the same guy who still thinks raspberry pie is food. Everyone laughed. I smiled too, but it stuck with me. Not the stupid joke. It was how quickly people laughed at me, not with me. Like I was the harmless background character in our family sitcom. Still, I kept showing up. I told myself it was just part of being the quiet one. I was helping Uncle David at the accounting office, learning the ropes, balancing school and freelance web design. I didn't mind the work. Numbers made sense. People didn't, bottom left of screen, click full story.